distinguished people from the academic community from various schools that we visit. So that was actually very interesting. Before we get started, I want to thank all the volunteers and donors, because without you, this event would never occur. We originally started this event as a way of, almost information for the community to figure, what opportunities there were within the educational environment to help us in our, to move the ball forward, to get this job that we have to do done. And when we started this, it was mostly informational, but now it's turned into a much more organized, much more formal process. And we're going to try to explain that to you today. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through a video that explains Unity in Motion, and then I'm going to describe to you the agenda today, and then come back and introduce some of the speakers.
Executive Director of Unity in Motion. Unity in Motion partners with high-performing Milwaukee Central City Schools by providing a comprehensive program for youth to develop academic skills, strong personal values, especially service to others, as well as provide educational financial assistance and support. At its core, Unity in Motion is a long-term commitment or promise to our participating youth to assist them from adolescence all the way through post-secondary education. Through our programming, high-quality school partnerships, educational support, partner nonprofit organizations, we provide long-term direction and financial assistance to youth seeking higher educational development who would otherwise have limited access to these resources.
Our participants mature and develop through a 6-semester comprehensive curriculum that includes inner strength and self-esteem building through either nonviolent martial arts or dance. In addition, all participants receive life skills and literacy instruction, social skills and values development, leadership training, and role model-based mentoring.
Help us keep the promise.
We have a number of students that are involved in the Unity in Motion program. And I can say with absolute confidence that the Unity in Motion has had a significant impact on our kids.
Unity in Motion provides educational support to our youth as they advance through the personal development curriculum. And we continue helping them all the way through post-secondary education. Our support is delivered through the following programs: educational financial assistance, which includes financial scholarships, private tutoring, and tuition assistance; Link partnership services, where we partner with other programs to develop a full post-secondary educational financial plan for the family; educational navigator program, where we assign each family a personal mentor to help them navigate your educational system.
Help us keep the promise.
Unity in Motion's long-term commitment is matched by the commitment of our youth to work hard in personal development and to give back to their communities. Since the program is offered at no cost to participants, they perform regular community service to earn the right to participate. We believe that as our youth mature, the multiplier effect of educated, engaged citizens with strong values will benefit Milwaukee's Central City and help create lasting change.
Keep the promise.
Unity in Motion has established a formal mentoring program with successful high schools in the Milwaukee area.
Students from these schools provide tutoring and academic support to program participants. In essence, these students serve as living role models, providing advice and encouragement, as well as leading regular value discussions for Unity in Motion participants.
Help us keep the promise.
The Unity in Motion program is at its core the promise, a partnership between Unity in Motion and its participating youth within the Milwaukee Central City.
I'm hoping that this community is going to realize what a jewel we have. They're going to come up with the resources that we need to make sure that this organization not only stays in business, but can expand its services to the kids that it serves.
Unity in Motion partners with high-performing schools in Milwaukee's Central City, providing critical support to students in their efforts to succeed in school and in life. There are many programs for youth in Milwaukee, but few provide the long-term wraparound support to the highest-performing schools that Unity in Motion offers. Unity in Motion's long-term commitment provides another sense of family that is absolutely vital for success.
Please support Unity in Motion.
Help support.
Please support Unity in Motion.
Well, good evening. I want to start by saying I'm Jeff DeAngelis, and I'm president of the board of Unity in Motion. I'm also a board member at CEO Leadership Academy, where I share that role with Cole Knipple, who's going to be one of our speakers tonight. What you're going to see tonight is a community of people who are all united to a common cause. And that common cause is to provide Milwaukee with over 20,000 new seats at high-performing schools by the year 2020. And that really is the mission statement for Schools That Can that Cole Knipple represents. Unity in Motion is a partner of Schools That Can. It is also a partner of the schools themselves. Tonight I'll be describing to you just a little bit about our programming and what we're trying to do, introduce Al Rupel, who's our executive director. We're going to get some comments and testimony from some of the members of Unity in Motion, what they've gotten from the program, and some of the navigators who helped them through that journey. And we're going to also have, I'll come up to introduce Cole Knipple later, but I'll follow up with some comments at the end. There's no doubt that there's a concern in Milwaukee about education. Anyone who reads the paper knows that Milwaukee has some of the lowest test scores in math and reading and science. It also has some of the highest dropout rates in high school. So there's really no disputing the challenge that we had in front of us. But sometimes I think the headlines do a disservice to the community and emphasize the negative versus the positive. Organizations like you'll hear about tonight and the different people and partners and leaders in this community that are making a difference represent a much more opportunistic look at the situation. We cannot wait for our community leaders, our politicians, to solve the problem from a top-down macro perspective. We've thrown a lot of money at it, and I don't think money is the answer. I think the solution lies with small organizations, bottoms up, where people have a unique touch or relationship, show loving and caring to the students and the organizations that they represent. I would challenge you, and I think this will be the challenge of the evening, that we should look at the world differently. And if we challenge ourselves and look at the world differently from the positive rather than the negative, the world in which we live will change. I think that will be the theme tonight. The catalyst for change is us. Anything any one of us can do to change this and make it a better environment. I think the consequences everybody would know of having another generation of teenagers not graduate from high school in terms of the social and economic consequences are dire. So tonight we're not going to emphasize the negative, we're going to emphasize the positive. At the core, Unity in Motion is dedicated to helping these institutions, these schools that you'll hear from, and these programs and institutions that you hear from, to realize their goals through helping students realize their dreams. We work with youth, parents, and teachers to inspire. We build a unique relationship with the youth, providing them with hope. We create a plan of mentoring, tutoring, and scholarship, and financial support for each student to manage it becomes theirs to own. Unity in Motion builds a personal relationship with the youth to ensure that they stay focused and committed. I think that, in essence, captures what we're trying to do. It's not a situation where you can start at the top and work down. It's a situation where you have to start at the bottom and work up. And I think in terms of comments, I'm going to introduce Al Rupel, the founder of Unity in Motion. He's been working on this for 11 years, and just as a way of history, it started as a martial arts program, and then maybe 7 years ago, Don Steffen joined him to add a component of literacy to it. And then finally, about 5 years ago, I joined them to add the educational component to it. So this has evolved over time from something that was meant as a sort of a discipline to something that now is not just discipline, but a relationship with that student that drives them to become financially independent and achieve their financial and also their educational goals. So with that, I think I'll bring up Al Rupel, who has a few comments.